See the game more clearly with high-definition spectacle lenses from Norville Opticians.
Well, David, that was exciting, it was frustrating, it had a bit of everything.
Hard game to sum up. I think probably a little bit early on reflected the fact that we had been off last week and weren't up to match speed, but I thought there were certain parts of the game we dominated territory, we kept the ball for long periods of play, but then a small mistake, whether it was a set piece or whether in terms of handling allowed turned possession over, allowed Bath to attack, and they've got some good players and scored some good tries from distance.
It was a good competition in the front row in particular. Everybody was talking to the crowd beforehand. They were really looking forward to that, and it didn't fail to impress, did it?
Well, it's obviously an area we improved upon last year. We've worked very hard at it all summer. We've had new players who've come in. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get up to speed in terms of the technical side of how we want to play, but I think over the course of pre-season, but even before the games, we've seen improvements, and I've no doubt now going into our last pre-season game, we'll be working hard this week to make sure that some of those small errors or issues will be ironed out.
Not only improvements, it looks as if there's going to be competition, real competition in the front row.
Well, you look at the team we're playing against, the competition that they have. You look at the top the teams that have been successful in England over the last few seasons, particularly around your front five. It's tough, it's attritional, it's a long season. We're going to need that depth if we want to put a team out, if Gloucester are going to put a team out that are going to compete.
Were you happy with the structure that you managed to achieve in the first period of play in particular?
Oh, really through the last 3 games, at different stages we've been very pleased with the shape. We've worked very hard at adding some layers to our attack from last year. I think that was evident again tonight. As I said, a little bit of handling error, the odd handling error let us down at the last moment, but we created some opportunities. People were in the right place and they were working much harder. That's what we talked about tonight. We had to come out, we had to bring an energy to how we played, both with the ball and without the ball, and I thought that was very evident.
Willie Hines, we've heard that makes an impression on the training park. Were you happy the way he came on and contributed to the game in the second half?
Anybody who's been out for 9 or 10 months, it's always difficult to come back in, but I thought he was outstanding. He was looking forward to it. He's worked very hard over the last 3 or 4 months to get himself back into position. So once again, you talk about depth in the squad with Greg at the World Cup. Callum Braley's performed well last season and this pre-season, and now bringing Willie in gives us some real depth going into the start of the Premiership.
I've just been speaking to some supporters, and they're also appreciative of the fact, nobody likes coming to Bath and losing, but appreciative of the fact that they're seeing young players getting their opportunity to play in this sort of cauldron and really show what they can do.
Again, if you look back to last year, our hand was forced on a number of occasions with putting in a lot of our young players and giving them experience. If we're going to develop as a team, that experience has to come through. The only way they get that is by playing, and over the last few weeks it's been a case of giving them opportunities, because we know with the Premiership coming in, with the way the season is structured this year, with 28 games, 22 Premiership in Europe, it's going to be difficult to give them some of the opportunities they had last year. So that's why pre-season's been important, and I think that they'll all play a big role throughout the course of this season.
No, I know you're going to say there's work to do, but in the big swim of things, are things going in the direction that you're wanting?
I think that was a much bigger test tonight against the quality of team probably we hadn't faced, certainly against Bath in the first round, a similar side to what Exeter put out. So I think you yourself said at the start there was some very good stuff. What we've got to do is cut out some of those small mistakes, and look, you can put it down to ring rustiness, you can put it down to a little bit of anxiety early on pre-season, but there's no doubt come Newcastle in 3 weeks' time we've got to be better again than we were tonight.